How can you talk about community when you're all by yourself, right? Yeah. Actually, we have 3 questions we're going to ask you, and so hopefully, and we can't spend a whole lot of time on the first 2, though they're really intriguing to me. We want you to spend the majority of your time on the 3rd question, and we'll kind of give you some time guidance on that. A couple of days ago, I was reading a little article talking about a guy who was at First Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas. Right across the street was an old abandoned YMCA building. And they had gotten word that that building was either going to be renovated or torn down. And so for weeks there were these workmen scurrying in and out of the building, and they hauled off, whatever was salvageable. But nothing really seemed to be going on. And so they kind of felt like maybe nothing all that big was happening. Till one day they got a notice that tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. the building will be imploded. Sure enough, 9 a.m. the next morning, someone pushed a button and the building collapsed in on itself. It imploded. When I went to Yankton, South Dakota, 40 years ago this month, I went with high expectations, having just graduated from seminary, having gotten my evangelism training from the great Chick Shaver. I was ready to light Yankton, South Dakota on fire. I knew that within a matter of months, I would have been able to win several people to the Lord, get them discipled, get them leading small groups. The church would grow, it would just begin to explode, and the town of Yankton would never be the same. The only person to explode, or perhaps implode, was me. 30 days after I became pastor in Yankton, I grabbed Kathy, my wife. We drove north out of town on Highway 261. We found a wide spot in the road. I pulled over, turned off the engine, and sobbed like a baby in her arms. I had no idea how to pastor a church. And they didn't know how to pastor pastors either. In the whole history of that church, the pastors had averaged 22 months duration. I made it 21 and a half months. And with my tail tucked between my legs, I came home to Spokane Valley, licking my wounds, pretty sure that I would spend maybe 1 year as an associate on the staff there, and then I was leaving the ministry because I was done. Question number 1 at your tables. What causes pastors to implode? You have 6 minutes.
Okay. So we're going to go around to each one of the tables. Those of you who are still imploding, could you wrap it down a little bit? What we'd like to do is hear from each table. Give us your number one implosion factor. Number one implosion factor, right there. What's the number one implosion factor from your table? From? Okay, could come inward or outward. Okay. Number one implosion. Lack of decision making. Okay. Oh, nicely done. Number one. Okay. Unrealistic high expectations, or yeah. How about here? Number one. In 30 seconds or less. Hmm? Oh, being recharged from above. Yes, number one. Oh. Wow, not guarding your heart. Anything to add? Yeah. Oh, losing focus. Who our real audience is. Okay. Ooh, lack of honesty, like maybe at the interview process or what? Okay. Yeah. Send his best sermon on tape. Yeah. Oh. Not being open to change. How about here? Wow. Wow. Nicely put. Okay. A bit of the guarding your heart piece a little bit as well, maybe? Okay. Let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum. What things do you do that fill you up? What things do you do that give you energy? Now, we don't have any authority to give you a raise, okay? We don't have any authority to change your job at this moment, so cross those off your list. More money, different job, okay? You're where you're at right now. What do you do personally to get recharged? How do you do a bit of that care, that self-care, that heart guarding, that heart refilling? What do you do? In 2 minutes or less per person. What do you do? Got 6 minutes.
Well, let me butt in here and ask you to share one thing from your table that helps you to replenish, renew, restore, fill up your reservoir. We'll start right over here. Okay, good. Thank you. Table 2. Good. Yes, very important. 3. Table 3. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Jim's table. Can you do the calypso now? Okay, thank you. Yeah. Table 6. I'm looking for God to reveal about a 6-point bowl. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mhm, mhm. Good, thank you. This table right here. Like out of doors or out of town, getting out of the ministry. Let's see, are you guys still back on the implosion question? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Mike has brought up the idea of an unintentional sabbatical. How many have had an intentional sabbatical? Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Anybody here follow my footsteps in resigning as the Messiah? You ever done that? I literally got down on my knees halfway between my house in Spokane and Spokane Valley Church. I got down on my knees and said, Lord, I resign as the Messiah. It's a great day of freedom. How about this table? Right, right, good. Table back here.
There are special times in need with God, and God alone, to listen, to stop everything, and to lay your hand and your life at His feet.
Good. Thank you, Janine. Joy, how about your table?
We talk about digging in the dirt, unspiritual things like that. I'm laughing because I just turned to her and I said, our things are a lot less spiritual than everyone else's.
It's okay, I have a hive of bees in my backyard, and when I'm working with my bees, I don't think about anything else but protecting myself. Okay, last but not least.
Nature, going rock climbing, going running and having that quiet time, but also the significance of connecting with a group of people that are, caring individuals. And so it was creating, what I heard was creating a balance between those things seems to bring me.
Good, good. Thank you, Tom.
I like to laugh too.
Yeah, and I was going to just say one more thing too, that if we can maintain our thankfulness, it's a huge opportunity to stay with grace.
So true. Well, these are really good. Okay, now third question has to do with relationships with us, with one another, okay? We're the district pastoral team, okay? And what do we have? 73 mission outposts? 76. So we are the team. Many of us live in small towns, a long ways away from someone else. You have to be going to Grangeville on purpose, don't you, Mike? Yeah. A lot of us live in places where you have to be going there on purpose. Some of us even live in places where the roads deliberately bypass the town. So here's the deal. How do we build nurturing relationships with one another, realizing the size of our district, comprising portions of 3 different states? How do we facilitate healthy relationships with one another? How can we use our district calendar in a way that will enhance healthy relationships between us all? Are there some things we can do that we add, or we subtract, or that we change? It's a pretty open-ended question. Tim's going to give each table a sheet of this sticky poster paper. We want you to take the marking pen and write down the answers that you come up with. Now, here's the deal. The winning idea is going to get $1 million. Okay? You get $1 million. At the end of this, you're going to take your orange sticky dots. We'll put up our 10 sheets of paper up here. You'll have the opportunity to vote on the one, and the winning deal gets $1 million. Okay? And you're going to write down on your paper, how can we enhance relationships on our district? How can we use our district calendar effectively to enhance relationships between us? Okay? So you actually have about 17 minutes.